Hello, everybody. Joshua and Jason here highlighting Teaninich 15-year-old as part of the U.S. retail release number 13. Really excited about tasting this one, Jason. I know Teaninich for me, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, just want to put whiskey in your mouth, but I know Teaninich for me is one of those distilleries that has become a bit of a darling. I used to chase Daluanes, and now I'm starting to chase
Mm.
Teaninichs, as a distillery. And so anytime we see a Teaninich as a possible cask to bottle, we say, ooh, we've got to look at this one. So I'm excited to be tasting this one on this video.
Yeah, I love presenting this at tastings. I think a lot of people who otherwise know single malt Scottish distilleries write off Teaninich. It's almost like a grain distillery to a lot of people. Their capacity is 10.5 million litres, which puts it in the top 10 of production in Scotland year in and year out. Yes, you'll find it in the Flora and Fauna series. We talk about that a lot with Diageo. But
Mhm.
aside from a 2017 special release, you don't see standalone Teaninich. And then when independent bottlers bring it out, it doesn't have enough of a foothold. Like we talk about it all the time, right? Do you have Balvenie? Do you have Macallan? Do you have Highland Park? Do you have Springbank? You say, no, but we have Teaninich. And folk go, oh, well, bluster, 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 right? And just like you said a second ago, with something like Daluan, like Inchgour, like Manachmore,
Right.
there are so many other whiskey distilleries that we could also be getting excited about. I'm not saying forget about Macallan,
Huh.
Springbank, Highland Park, etc. I'm not saying that. I'm saying add to the arsenal, and
Mhm.
an independent bottler can help you add to that arsenal. Teaninich, part of that arsenal.
Yep. Yeah, very well said. And it's interesting that you say people shy away from Teaninich because it's a powerhouse, but look at Glenfiddich, look at right, aren't they 14 million liters of spirit? Right?
Oh,
It's,
Glenfiddich? Oh gosh.
it pretty damn big. My point is just because a distillery produces so much spirit, it doesn't mean that they're producing crap. It means they're producing a lot of great spirit. So let's highlight some great
Right.
spirit. Let's highlight this
Well,
right now.
I think we've got some other offerings. Take in this particular release. Look at our Aberfeldy. Look at our Blair Athol.
Mm,
People think of those single malts, and they think of the blends they go into. Craigellachie is not in this release, but we could add that to the list.
mm,
Teaninich, Johnny Walker, right?
mhm.
Gets pumped into Johnny Walker. But people don't necessarily think about drinking the components of Johnny Walker. I don't think Teaninich is synonymous
Yeah.
with the blends that it plays a role in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
with that
Interesting.
said, let's give this single cask a chance to stand on its own 2 feet.
Well, let's talk
We
about the makeup.
exactly.
Yeah. So so first off, 15 years of age, and the final 3.5 years, second fill charred red wine Barrique, which is not too dissimilar to the Manickmore, which is also part
Mm,
of retail release
mhm.
13. So yeah, thank you, Jason.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So again, red wine cask maturation is something we don't normally go after. However, this is recharred red wine, but also refill recharred red wine. So we're accessing the crystallized wine sugars, we're accessing the oak, but we're not
Mm.
getting a wininess from this. We're getting the fruitiness, we're getting the sugars that remain from that rechar, right?
Yeah, yeah. Caramelized red wine sugars are absolutely your friend. I would implore anybody who's intrigued by red berry note red fruit note, caramelized sugar notes. Take the Manachmore that's in this release and take this Teaninich in this release and put them side by side. Look at what similar casks are doing, but
Mm.
look at the spirit types existing independently of the wood.
Oh wow. This
Yeah,
is like
there's a lot in there.
this is like a bowl of warm oatmeal with honey and jam over it.
Mm.
Like abundant honey over it with a little bit of jam sort of mixed in.
Yeah, it's sweet, but it's not sugary.
No,
The
no, no. No.
sweetness has a depth to it.
Mhm.
Just so we're talking about those caramelized red wine sugars,
Mhm.
that to me brings a jamminess.
Mhm.
The raspberry. I talked previously about there being a little raspberry sorbet note to
Yeah,
the
sure.
nose here.
Yep. Yep.
Um, oh gosh,
There's a
and
light.
still floral though. Do you get a
Yeah.
floral nose
Yeah.
to palate?
So that's what I was gonna say. There's a lightness to this, like a dry meadow lightness to this. Like
I
when you
would go.
you go hiking in
Go
the
on.
woods and you get this, a dry summer day and you see this sort of dead grass and that
Yeah,
sorta spot in the woods that you know?
when it feels like a meadow is crackling.
Yeah, exactly. That's that right there, which I think is a very Teaninich thing, right?
Mm.
A grassiness.
Yeah, for me, the cask is bringing this little kind of potpourri note, like a heavier potpourri, like emphasis more on like a cinnamon bark than a brighter, more perfumey note.
Oh, I like that.
Like the florality has a
Yeah.
weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The flavometer here,
Yeah.
we're showing a 6 on floral.
Oh,
And
there
so
you
it's
go.
worth saying there that this isn't a fresh cut flowers sneeze if you have allergies kind of floral. This is a richer, heavier cinnamon bark kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
fragrance to it. Maybe a
Yeah.
sandalwood, maybe a cedar.
Yeah. And then the truncated tasting note, peach syrup in
Oh,
meadow hay
mm,
or on meadow hay, which is I'm not gonna argue
mm,
with that one. I mean, especially seeing as we wrote that. Can't argue with ourselves.
yeah. Oh, tell you what, I would argue with ourselves. I think the 4 and the 3 could on the sweet and rich. I would dial those up 1, maybe 2, as we have this in front of us,
Oh, yeah, I think that rich could go up to 5.
right?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's got a good weight to it, a good heft to it.
Mhm. Mhm.
When was this bottled? Yeah, earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those moments, right? You move from cask selection to cask bottling, and some things evolve. Sometimes you get a pretty heavy 2 months
Yeah.
where things go a little bit, I don't want to say crazy, but maybe a little bit more pronounced.
Yeah. So here we go.
Ah,
So Tina Nick, 15-year-old, again, second fill, charred red wine Barrique. And it's 3.5, 3.5 years in that
mhm.
secondary cask. So it's more extra maturation or a secondary
Yeah.
maturation than it is a finish.
Oh,
269 bottles, 58.1% alcohol. And our target remains $10 per year. So $150 is the suggested retail price for a 15-year-old. Right?
that fruit and honey just keeps going.
I know. It's full on peach syrup for me now. Like as the palate transitions to the finish for me, it's full on peach syrup.
Mm, man, that keeps giving. Yeah. I know I was imploring the viewers, fans of the nation, to go and do it. I want to put that Teaninich next to the Manachmore, see what's going on in there.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Point repeating early and often. This is US retail release number 13. This will only be in stores, will not be at singlecasknation.com, our website for our online releases. And so please rely on a retailer to get your hands on this bottle. You can drop a note to ImpEx, our long time, the only importer we've known in America. You can drop them a note, office at impexbev.com. Ask them, where do I find this? How do I get my hands on this? They'll they'll connect you through a distributor if need be. They'll connect you through retailer if need be. Empower yourself. And speaking of empowering yourself, go ring a bell.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll get to hear other podcast episodes. You'll get to hear news episodes. You'll get to hear us talk more about Single Cask Nation. You'll get to hear when another one of these tasting videos becomes available. There are 8 single casks in this 13th release. We have recorded tasting notes for all 8. So please be sure to go check out the others. And thanks for your support of Single Cask Nation Retail.